Oh wow, it's me, mid-makeup again. So the last video I did was super easy to do, so I figured I would just do it again and we'll see what we get this time. So I'm gonna do the random makeup challenge, whatever thingy, you know, somewhat regularly possibly, because it's interesting to see what kind of combinations and stuff we can get. So yeah, so I'm gonna pick a couple, do my makeup, get ready, and then I'm gonna go out and we'll see how this comes out. So we have NYX Hot Orange, which is a primal color shade, so it's orange. Occult by Cadaver Cosmetics, which is a green duochrome. Zola from the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, so we'll see what color that is. Kimchi by Sugar Pill, so that's a teal. And Alchemy by ColourPop, which is a like sparkly sheer glitter situation. So we have some like sparkly inner corner highlighty type of things, teal and orange so far. And we have this other kind of tealy color from the Masquerade palette, which is Zola. So that will definitely work with Kimchi. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed the NYX Primal Colors in Hot Orange. And this actually kind of blends out, as you can see, a little bit more of like a reddish pink tone, which I think is gonna kind of like favor us here, and being able to kind of add in some other tones to connect the pinks to the blue that we have. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off a little bit of like a crease. Is gonna be kind of like, I guess, like a transition shade or whatever. Adding some of this orange, which kind of just, you know, gives a little bit more of like a peachy pink vibe. It's definitely not like a yellowy orange. And I'm just kind of building it up as I go. And as per usual for me, I am winging it out, because I don't ever not do that. And I'm also gonna pull this under the kind of lash line to connect and like complete the depth of this crease. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm using Zobo right here from the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place. And it's a kind of Barney purple, I would say, but it's like a more of a pinky purple. And I'm gonna use this to both continue to add depth and definition to this crease, but I'm also going to use it because it's more of like a pink or red tone purple to connect the orange to the blue. So this way we're fading from a kind of pinky orange into a pinky purple, which is then going to transition into more of a just purple, and then we can easily adapt that into blue. So we're just using like the rainbow to connect these kind of opposing colors, which is kind of like an easier route than, or at least I feel like it seems like a little bit of an easier route than trying to just put them next to each other and make them work without it being too intentional, since like we didn't choose to do orange and blue at the same time, you know? Like you can do whatever, but this is where my mind went. So I'm just using a smaller little angled elf brush situation and adding the pinky purple through the crease and lash line, kind of as like another transition color. And as I always do, I'm keeping the most depth towards the outer portion. And I'm just blending it out with that same brush to, you know, move things along. Okay, honestly, this is like the prettiest purple eyeshadow I've ever used in my whole life. So I'm going in with Makeda. See, can it focus? Which is just an absolutely beautiful purple. And I'm using that same brush I just used. And again, I'm using this to continue to deepen up the crease, bring in color, move the colorway towards blue. And yeah, but I'm starting to keep it more towards the outside, so I'm starting to creep the colors a little bit less all the way through the crease, if that makes sense. So really mainly focusing this from like the middle point towards the outer third. Also, I guess I should maybe explain like the kind of rules I'm going for this challenge in case you didn't see the last video. So this is like a kind of chill version of the random eyeshadow challenge situation. I'm kind of going based on Sugar Pill Showdown type of rules, where I'm picking some shadows out of a cup, and no matter what, the look has to include all the shadows that were picked. But I can also obviously bring in any additional shadows and colors or whatever I want into the look, just it has to include the ones randomly picked. So yeah, that's obviously why we have been dipping into colors that were not picked from the cup. I honestly want to live inside of this purple eyeshadow. Going back in with this same brush and just continuing to blend everything out. But I feel like I'm blending this purple out maybe a little bit less than everything else up to this point, because I really do want this purple to be present. I feel like that orange is mostly lost at this point, but that was also kind of the intention. We just have like a little bit of that pinky orange haze around purple. Boom. So this is Zola from the Juvia's palette and Kimchi. Kimchi is matte and Zola is metallic. They're actually like a really similar color, just one is matte and one is like a shimmer. So first I'm going in with Kimchi by Sugar Pill, which is this really beautiful electric kind of aqua teal color. So I'm just going over the lid with this, really creating a very mermaid eye, which I somehow up until this point didn't connect in my brain that it was gonna be, you know, a mermaid, but here we are. I'm really just focusing this on the lid, slightly going into like where it would cut a crease normally, and then just really lightly blending into the purple, which we will get into blending in a moment. I'm also gonna pull it down into the kind of inner corner and have this blue meet this purple, just kind of smoke out a little bit. Pull it into the inner corner just a little bit to start that off. A really simple chill time. Gonna use the brush that I've been using to blend and just blend through quickly. This color blends really nicely into purple. It creates a very nice depth of its own where they meet, where they kind of start to come together to create that new color. It creates a kind of deeper, kind of grayish purpley color. So like it creates its own depth for you, which is really nice and like pretty convenient for this look. This is so much more vibrant than I usually do in an everyday, but honestly I'm here for it. So now I'm just dampening this brush a little bit, and I'm just gonna grab some of Zola from the Juvia's palette to just kind of foil a little bit of this going from the inner corner into the lid. This is gonna help me kind of do my normal thing of like kind of cutting the crease, but I'm only gonna do it really towards the inner corner and then fade out towards the center just to add some shine, and then we can leave some matte space. There's gonna be like a little bit of shine going into the matte and then crease. Just kind of opens up the eye a little bit more, and I'm really curving into this inner corner and carving it out because I have the space to do it, but I'm gonna throw a lot of inner corner highlight on it.
My Little Pony.
Feeling a little mermaid, My Little Pony, Lisa Frank realness. So now while I'm here, I'm just gonna bring back a little bit of the purple in the depth using Makeda again with the same brush, just to bring it in anywhere that got a little bit blended out with the introduction of the blue. Help bridge and connect everything. Make sure that this depth is like really secured. This is also helping me like just go in with a smaller brush to blend out that teal shade in Zola just where I want it. So I went ahead and used a combination of my finger and a little brush to add some of Alchemy by ColourPop, which is this like sparkly glitter pearl type of situation. It's like a topper, so it's not opaque. And I'm just putting this in the inner corner to really start this out. And I'm also pulling it under the lash, kind of how I did with the blue and stuff. So after putting some on with my finger, which works the best, I switch over to a brush to really continue it because I don't want my finger to, you know, really smear all this color everywhere where I might not intend it to be. So now we've used every color that we had to, all the 5, except Occult by Cadaver Cosmetics, which is a green duochrome, which we're now gonna throw into this inner corner and really add some green light. To make it the most intense, I'm gonna take my brush, spray it with some setting spray, and dip right into Occult, which is just going to really like throw some green highlight into here. Also pulling this under again because I really enjoyed doing that. I feel like this is really gonna take us to that mystical kind of mermaid place. Add some iridescence. It was also going to connect the green from those teal shades. So really we are going from orange, pink, purple, blue, teal, and then we finally have a green. So it's like, it gives us that gradation, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And especially when you use a damp brush, you can get a very intense duochrome highlight happening. Another way to get a really intense duochrome finish from these shadows is to use your finger, kind of like how you would the ColourPop ones. I'm not sure why really, but it just really picks up the pigment and kind of melts and rubs them into the skin in a way that really gives off a very duochrome-y finish. And I'm just taking a clean little brush to just blend this out.
Tries to catch that iridescent glitter.
So like I'm just gonna really go for it today, and I'm gonna take some of this iridescent glitter pigment from TKB Trading, and I'm just using a brush dampened by setting spray. It's actually the brush I used for the inner corner highlight, and this is a kind of red, purple, pink kind of iridescent shift, and I'm focusing it towards the outer portion, kind of fading from the blue into purple, and I'm really dragging this down a little bit. Like we're just gonna really go for that mermaid skin today because we're covering up a little bit of fallout that happened. When that happens, run with it. Going from this kind of purpley section into the blue, I'm gonna take a little bit of the NYX glitter in ice, but like just a teeny bit really, which is like your traditional green iridescent glitter. Throw a little bit of this on in that area and continue to cover out fallout by using Chergamoon. It's like a blue iridescent shifty glitter pigment, also from TKB. I think it's from the same collection as the red and purple one, and I'm using this going kind of more from the inner corner into the center of the lower lash, bridging all of that red and purple kind of reflects into this blue-green section of the inner corner, just creating a really like cool, rather extra iridescent glitter life. So now I think to ground this, and because I've become that bench who is like regularly wearing a wing, I'm gonna throw the kind of typical black liner on after I washed some of this glitter off of my hands. And this is the Essence waterproof eyeliner pen, and you know, she's cheap and she works, so eyeliner's a little uneven, but what's new? So now I'm gonna go ahead and close up this liner with a little bit of a gel eyeliner pencil. And now I'm gonna grab a little bit of this Urban Decay pencil in Voodoo, which is a pretty purple. I'm gonna use this to kind of blend the black out, which is actually something I do most of the time. This is kind of going from the black into the middle of the waterline. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw on a little bit of mascara, do my brows, and we'll be back. Okay, so now that I have my brows on, I'm gonna go ahead and use some concealer to clean both the shape up, highlight the brow a little bit, and also kind of clean up a little bit of any blending that got a little bit out of hand. So I'm just gonna quickly set it, and then I'm gonna highlight the brow bone with a Cult again, just to, you know, continue that green duochrome life. To make sure that everything is gonna blend together somewhat seamlessly, I'm just gonna take that brush that I've been using to blend, and I'm gonna lightly run it along where the crease kind of meets the highlight. Just a soft little swoop, just to make sure everything is working together. Alright, so here we are. This is the finished look, and I just finished it off with this Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Nudist Peach. A simple peach matte lip, just to kind of bring in like some of the orange tones that maybe got lost in the eye. Also just like to keep it a little bit chill, might throw a gloss on it. Important, very like interesting conversation we're having, I know. So yeah, this is how my second random makeup challenge situation-y thing came out. Way different from what I thought was gonna happen with my makeup today, but I actually really do like it. But like, yeah, we have like iridescent glitter under eye cheek cheer situation happening. We have like this like very mermaidy, super bright eye, and you know, it's a chill time. So yeah, let me know if these are like some videos you want me to keep doing. I have some other things that I think I'm gonna film shortly, and yeah, working on stuff and things. Like, it's a time. Also still trying to move, so like, who is she? I'm so glad that the camera's like picking up this iridescent glow that everything is kind of giving off. Really into it, personally. Also, if you really want to take it to that like extra place, you could obviously throw on like false lashes, but my eyes don't really like to wear falsies, and I don't do that for like an everyday basis, for like me personally, but like that would definitely she's a look. We come in peace.